in terms of the record, I mean, I understand everything was recorded onto tape, you know, and you wanted it to have this kind of approach where it was just as it was, how it was recorded. What kind of outlook does that give you?
I just personally prefer to do it that way and to have something that we can replicate live, just because that's what I would prefer if I saw a show and listen to a record and really like the record, and when it's another show, I would want it to sound similar.
For you, you take on the role of being, you know, a sound engineer, the singer, the producer. I mean, you're so immersed within your craft. I mean, you know, and you're just such an honest and positive experience coming out of your music. What's it like for you to be so immersed within your chosen art form?
Sometimes it's a little bit overwhelming, just in the sense that I feel like sometimes I kind of would like to step outside of it and be able to see what's going on from a different point of view, but I don't think I can imagine doing it any other way, because I don't really have a reason to do it any other way.
I just mentioned that the record had a grungy sound, and then, you know, do you feel part of the reason that you kind of get that label is because that's where you came from, as well as when you form songs you bring in electric guitar with a big muff as opposed to an acoustic guitar?
Yeah, maybe. I think that kind of just comes in because I don't really know what else to call it. Genres and their labels these days, I feel like it's hard to even know what somebody means when they say indie rock or garage rock anymore. And I think some people think that Bully is a little bit reminiscent of the 90s, and that's why I kind of fell into that grunge category. But it's fine. I'm totally okay with it being called that. Yeah.
Let's talk about some more material on the album. There's a song called Reason. Tell us about fleshing this song and bringing it together. It's such a well-organized song and so well-constructed.
It kind of just happened organically, but it was from when I'm at home in Minnesota. It was kind of when I started writing it, when I was visiting my dad for a summer. But yeah, that's funny you bring it up. No one's ever brought up Reason before.
And also, Too Tough. What are the ideas behind the song? What does the song's significance convey to you personally?
I can't really talk about what it's about specifically personally, because I just don't want to talk about it, but it just, I don't know, I guess it's just about making amends with people.
You've mentioned that you want your record to sound how you feel. In what way were you able to do that?
What I meant by that is like the energy that comes through during the vocal takes that I laid down on the record, and a lot of like the use of ambient mics being thrown in when I feel like something is being sung more powerfully as opposed to just in a more mellow way. And also it kind of that has a lot to do with like the way that I mix them. Certain songs are supposed to just be kind of bigger and sound a little bit just like wider and like a rush of energy, and then other songs are kind of supposed to be more polished and clean.
You're also responsible for mixing your own vocals. I mean, how much room for creativity does that give you?
A lot of room for creativity, yeah. I mean, I could pretty much I don't need all that much room for creativity on the Bully stuff, though, because the whole thing is what I want is, or when I went into recording that record, was to get the sounds and tones that I wanted off the bat, so the mix wasn't really fixing anything. But I guess I got creative in a way as far as like ambient mics go, and like before we tracked everything, there was figured out what tone we wanted, what pedals we wanted. It wasn't something that was done after the fact. So, yeah.
For the album itself, you cover different situations and different circumstances. There doesn't seem to be a recurring theme. Is it important for you to just kind of like offer a raw experience which is similar to the live version of events when you're performing?
Yeah, and I just didn't write that record that way, and everything doesn't really mean something as a whole. They're all just completely different situations, but that's just how I write music as of now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And you know, when you guys perform live, there's this excellent atmosphere and you generate a great energy. What sort of fundamentals do you feel are key to manifest themselves within your live shows?
I feel like you should have fun and play how you feel at the time. We don't try and like rehearse anything or have like nobody is forced to do anything when we play live. It's just everybody should have a good time and relax and care about the music.
When you guys are on a tour as a collective unit, I understand, it could get rather mundane and you can feel rather jaded, but you guys like to play cards. There's also crochet involved. How important is it to just, have a state of mind which is kind of refreshing and pleasant and not to get too down?
Yeah, it's really important because touring can get pretty dark and exhausting. So you just have to do things like that, otherwise it would be a really not fun experience because there's so much waiting time all the time. So if you're just constantly checking Instagram, you just feel horrible. So yeah.
When you're on tour, is it safe to say that you miss your pet dog Mezzy probably more than anything?
Yes, I miss her so much. Oh, I can't even think about it. She probably hates my guts right now, but yes, I really miss her.
Are there any Skype calls
more than
or
anything?
Any FaceTiming going on?
No, I just they send pictures of her to me, but yeah, it's already nice enough of them to watch her and take care of her. I don't want to bother them with Skyping me.
And also tell us about your love for Ace of Base's Happy Nation.
That was just a record my parents used to have that I used to steal from them and listen to all the time when I was 7. I don't know how old, but yes, I love that record.
What are the key fundamentals and aspects that you hope to maintain and stay true to as you head forward?
I hope to stay a little bit in control of everything that's going on, and yeah, just to not make music just to be making music, but just to keep making music because I